Well, it seems to fit that the end of my trip would land up right by the side of a highway. Just right by it. Noisy as shit. Thousands of people are going to roll by through the course of this video, making their own sort of special noise. And that's okay. It's not like, oh, it's evil to, make some noise in the world, because fuck, man. When everything hurts, make some fucking noise, man. Send your cries up to heaven. I couldn't blame you. Surely Jesus or God couldn't. Maybe one of the other deities would. But I can't. When it hurts, it hurts. And that's the truth. Is that when it hurts, it hurts. And most of you don't even understand that. Like, it hurts to be here. It's actually painful to live in a world of lies all day, every day. It's painful. It's a constant disquieting ache in my soul to be in a world where I personally witness so many people lie all the goddamn time about absolutely fucking everything. And so we think we're free. But you know what free people don't do? Free people don't lie for nothing. They don't do that. It's not a thing. They don't have time for that. They don't have the bandwidth for that. They're too busy doing free shit. Lying is a waste of time in a free world, in a world of liberty. But it is surely prosperous in a world like this. Here I sit in this parking lot, way later than I should be awake. And I see a Blue Man Group sign on the billboard saying, disrupting your reality. And if that's not the fucking blue people right now, holy shit. They're like, we're just going to kick out some foundational things. Like, we're just kids. We don't know what we're doing. We're just going to kick at the absolute bedrock of civilization. We're going to disrupt your reality a little bit. But we're just kids. So, just don't be mad at us. Like, we've just been harmed. And so, boys and girls, let's make them very confused and castrate 8,000 of them. I think it would be dope. That's the Blue Man Group. And in the center of your frame is a parking lot. The back of it is the casino called Excalibur. And Excalibur was the sword that King Arthur had. It kind of laid claim to his worthiness, right? It was kind of like Thor's hammer, right? His ability to pull the sword from the stone was the proof of who he was. And the weird thing is that, a sword and a stone, well, what's a sword? A sword is a word with an S on it. And so a sword is a word that becomes a weapon. And Excalibur is the word that becomes a weapon that is the best weapon because it's the truth. That's what Excalibur is. Because it's not a word if it isn't true. It isn't good if it isn't good. And no matter how many marketing schemes you employ toward it, it isn't going to make the false true. Child sacrifice is child sacrifice. Making children eunuchs is still making children eunuchs. You can rebrand it as healthcare if you wish. You could do that. But it doesn't make it true. It makes you false. It makes you less than true. It makes you less than Excalibur. The finest sword in the land, the finest word become weapon in the land is Excalibur. A sword unlike any other. That's why you spend billions of dollars on a marketing campaign and you don't understand why it doesn't work. Motherfucker, it has to be true. Doesn't matter how much you spend towards it. You know, fucking lies require a bullhorn and a mule full of fucking coin. But the truth flies on a whisper of the wind. And so that's how a heavy word becomes light. He says his joke is light. And so we know that the good is as good as gold, and so it's as heavy as such, but the truth is as light as the heavens. And for all the noise you're screaming at me in the world, for all the things you say you really fucking believe, for all the highways and byways screaming at me every day of my life, I know one simple truth. That all you really want is better for you and yours. And that's awkward, because it only requires that you make the term yours bigger, like definitionally bigger, and try to stretch it towards the species level and say, my species is mine. And then, well, then the truth is, when you're taking care of all of us, you're taking care of you and yours. And if you could aim at a heart that big, if you only got halfway there, you'd be the best human that ever lived. We couldn't calculate what you would be if you just aimed at being the best you could be and failed 50% of the time. God gives F's for failure, but he gives A's for effort, motherfucker. So give it your all. Be the word that is true. Be the sword that is good. Swing wildly at it. Fail miserably because of it. It's still the best version of you I can imagine for you. And so the ask isn't to do what I say, the ask is to imagine a better version of you than that, and then do that. I'm not your dad. Just a fucking guy who loves you better than you love yourself. Wake up. Get to it. God bless.